Welcome to Diana's channel on the Sunday morning, bright and early. You know the usual, I'm heading out to church. But let me go through one or two pointers because I've had, as usual, persons being very specific. So you have purchased your ticket and you're heading to Ghana. You're heading to Ghana to check it out. It's not a one entry. I will suggest to you again, decide where you want to stay. I did the Cape Coast on Thursday, 3 hours plus. Wherever you're choosing to stay, and from what I'm hearing, one or two persons are not able to stay beyond 7 to 10 days. That's not really sufficient time if you say you want to come and look at Ghana before. But you can have an enjoyable vacation in that time frame once you outline exactly what it is you want to do and how you're going to navigate. Firstly, yes, to the question, rent a vehicle. You can rent a vehicle. Again, you look at the budget for the vehicle. I've made one or two inquiries, and based on the type of vehicle that you desire, you can start from a low of $40 per day for a vehicle. And you're comfortable in getting behind the wheels and driving. GPS is there, no problem, do so. But bear in mind, if you're going to do and explore the other regions, then you will have to factor in that travel time. When I looked at my travel time just going to Cape Coast, almost 7 hours worth of travel time within the ride. So that's key, that's important. Your accommodation, again, this is Ghana. Yes, I say your US dollars will stretch, but bear in mind that, what you call low, understand that it may not have all the amenities that you will need. And again, when you look online and you look at some of the spaces, everything looks grand and fantastic. You arrive and then you're disappointed and you start to raise Cain. Please, I'm saying to you, let's be reasonable in how cheap you're prepared to go on a vacation, a country you have never been before, and what are the amenities you are going to require. Please bear that in mind. You go on the Airbnb platform, or worse, you do not know anybody here who will say where it is you want to stay. Okay, let me go and check it out. Have you thought of that? So I am again saying you need to be true to your own self. What are the standards you are accustomed to where you're coming from? And so when you touch down in Ghana, please do not expect to pay $1 and want amenities of $1,000. And I'm talking whichever currency you use based on where you're coming from. Extremely, extremely important. Food, I'm asked about eateries, restaurants. Yes, again, what are your preferences? If you really are not interested in too much of the local food and you want to have, again, options, yes, whether it's American platter, continental platter, all the eateries are here. Again, understand that you are going to be paying a little bit much more. But certainly most of you coming in want to experience the Ghanaian foods, especially if you have never tasted anything remotely before. The Jamaicans here coming in, couple of the foods that they have in Ghana, the produce, they are similar. We have them. We just call them by different names and we prepare it differently. But in terms of your true Ghanaian style, oh, they are here. And again, you can take your time and go through. Nothing is wrong on a vacation. I mean, when I have traveled to the States and lived in the UK, London specifically, it was the norm. If I'm going out and looking at eateries, if the price list is out, I kind of look and say, yes, it's in my budget, let me check it out. And another thing that I used to do is that if I looked and I saw a lot of persons in there, then I would say, that could work in my favor. So again, I am saying when you're coming here to a foreign country, you have never been before, I am saying, please, when it comes to your finances, again, whilst the dollar will stretch, please don't go to way low below the bar than what you would pay in the country that you're coming from. And then you begin to put an onslaught on what's here and what's not here in Ghana. Right? Again, the budget cannot be $1, and you're expecting amenities of $1,000. Outside of that, navigating, one of the things that I found that you'll see quite popular in Ghana, or frequent, we should say, is police stopping and doing what they normally do. Get accustomed to that as you're navigating. On the route to Cape Coast, we were stopped like 4 times, quite the norm here. So as you move around, the police, they are out there doing what they do. So being stopped 4 times was a little bit, I was like, again? Wait, again? No man. Please get used to that. And so be mindful, speeding, bear that in mind, because the police, they are out there and you will be stopped. Outside of that, in heading to Ghana, I've already told you that you may get 3 months or you may get that 30 days. So again, I will say to you, if you're able to, once you come through, you say, something, I'm in a position where I intended to stay 2 weeks, but I can stay 3-4 weeks. Then I will say to you, convey that when you enter into coming through immigration, because I just came in with this big assumption. So I was a little bit tardy. I should have looked at my passport once the immigration officer returned it to me. So I will say to you, once you're at immigration and they, if they ask you a couple questions, be specific and say that, hey, you are here exploring and you would like to stay at least a few months. I'm going out on the limb and saying that. And if they give you less than that, then that's fine. But at least have that dialogue. So right there, you are in a position to say, well, I did this right upon entry. Don't do what I do, that just assume. You're so pleased at arriving that you assumed that you got 3 months. And you know how that ended up. So that to me, I believe, is important, and that will help. Because again, you do have persons that they are able to say, based on the ticket that they have, oh, okay, I want to stay a little bit longer. Where do I suggest you stay when you come in? I'm not doing that. I am saying what you want. Where would you like to see? How do you plan to travel? Are you renting a vehicle? Yes, no. Will you be taking the public transportations, i.e. Trotro, etc.? Are you going to be using the Uber or the Bolt? They have a couple of them, Yango. I'm now heavily lining more to the Uber. First it was mostly Bolt, but now it's mostly Uber for me. All of those things are important. And once you determine, how you plan to move around, then you're going to decide which will be the best place for you to stay. based on your tastes. You know, we all have different tastes. And so you may very well get into Accra, and then you find that the places that you're interested in going, you begin to get frustrated because the travel time takes so long and all of that. So please, you know, just try to be specific, you know, especially if it's a vacation, because each day is important, right? And you know what we say about time. You don't want to come to Ghana excited, just touching down on the continent of Ghana, continent of Africa, destination Ghana, and then in 7 to 10 days, you have 4 days of travel time. You're exhausted. All right, the flight coming in already, especially if you're coming from Jamaica, Canada, UK, or US, we're dealing with some serious hours. So bear that in mind. Please have a lovely Sunday. A lot to be thankful for. I certainly am. Please share, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Until we see and speak again. God bless.